Be Grateful Farm is a 2-acre bio-intensive farm. We're in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. We have a 309-member CSA, and we service a handful of restaurants in Steamboat as well.
Growing for nutrient density, that's one of our biggest passions. It's all about helping to create life and keep the life in the soil, and we're able to produce the tastiest and most nutritious vegetables.
Heather and I have both always been really passionate about really high quality food. We opened up a health food store in the early 2000s, and then we were both in organic foods, and Heather's been an herbalist for about 20 years now. I went to culinary school, restaurant management school, and I cooked for 9 years. I actually stopped working in restaurants because the quality of the food was really poor that was coming into the restaurants, and we were basically just like sprucing it up in a kind of fine dining way, and I was just like, wow, these ingredients just aren't really incredible. When we moved here and started growing some food on the land, we were just blown away by the quality of the food. You know, the arugula that was coming out was really spicy, and the tomatoes are just so sweet, and just like food that you never really taste. After that, we're like, okay, we're gonna start getting into growing some vegetables. We started with 1/3 of an acre of the bio-intensive farming. First year, the weeds were insane. Like, we almost gave up halfway through.
Our hands were sore, and we couldn't move our hands because of pulling weeds.
We had silage tarps on the back half of the land, and that was really a breakthrough for us. We took those silage tarps off, and all the weeds were gone.
It was nothing but worms. Like, there was no weeds. It was beautiful.
Ever since we started using the silage tarps, it's been like completely different farm. And then this year was when we went really crazy, and we were like, let's just go for it. We built 5 new 16-foot tunnels. We got raspberries going in 2 of those tunnels now, cucumbers and tomatoes, another one, and basils and eggplant in the other tunnel. And then we broke ground on another acre, so now we're a full 2 acres. And this is where we're staying. We don't need to get any bigger than this. Yeah, this is good, yeah.
We're farming high in the Rockies at 7,200 feet. If you look up our frost-free dates, they say we don't have any. But we say we guess around 60 to 70 days at kind of our window.
This year we got our last frost in July. It's actually snowed at the beginning of July this year. The winds are really intense here, so we have to keep the crops covered all summer long, which is kind of challenging because you can't really see what's growing. And then the sun, you know, is just beating down so harsh. One of the hardest things actually about growing food in Colorado is it's really hard to get water rights. Miraculously, we applied for water rights on the Oak Creek, and we have about a mile of Oak Creek that runs through our property, and storage rights, and we got water. We got enough water to do 5 acres.
As a 2-acre farm, we definitely have help. We started with 3 full-time employees. Once harvest season started, we now have 4 full-time employees. That will be until the end of our CSA. We also do have volunteers that come each week. We have a very strong volunteer program, which has been really fun. If we get one person interested in agriculture out of these visits with them, then I'm happy. This year, our farm is completely dedicated to growing for our CSA members. We have a 309-member CSA. We have some great businesses that are supporting us and letting us use their parking lot, which has shade. And we just have our produce boxes, and they just grab one of each item. They bring their own bag. We do like to say we're beyond organic, so we don't spray any chemicals. We focus a lot on the soil health and the soil life. That's why we don't spray. That's also another reason we use the AgriBond so much. That helps with the bug pressure, the pest pressure. It's definitely there, especially being a farm in the middle of a prairie. Everything's like, oh my gosh, here's some food, let's go eat it. Running this farm as a couple, as a married couple, we've had to find the places where we really excel at and kind of divide things so that we can do a good job and also get along really well. I do a lot of the planning. I do all the crop planning for the year, what the CSA boxes will look like each week, seed ordering, kind of all the behind the scenes of that, when things go in. I also do marketing. I do the Instagram, I do the photos. Jason does more of the field management. He goes out and he gets the crew going on something. You know, he'll kind of direct the day based on the list of what needs to be done.
Being a snowboarder and surfer my whole life, my favorite farm tool is my Onewheel. I ride the Onewheel about 15 to 20 miles a day on the farm. If I'm on the other end of the farm and I forget a wrench, it'll either take me about 10 minutes to walk to the garage and back, or I can be literally back to the other side of the farm in less than a minute on my Onewheel. That has been a game changer for me. Like, I lived like the best life ever. I'm just like snowboarding around the farm, growing delicious vegetables. Like, it just doesn't get any better than that. So I'm pretty happy with that, yeah. So we moved onto this property, I believe it was about 4.5 years ago. And we first started with the alpacas, and we were supposed to get like 5 or 10 alpacas. And we got there and I had this great idea to make hats out of them, and we actually bought the whole herd. So we came back with about 87 alpacas.
We decided to use their fleece and to make hats. We have a company called Alpaca. That's how we sell the hats, and they're amazing beanies. They're very, very warm, but that's like our winter crop.
We wanted to start making some products with local honey. So we started working with local beekeepers here in Steamboat, and we started making these 100% local honey sweetened caramels with just honey to sweeten them. And we started selling them at the farmers markets, and caramel sales started outpacing all the vegetable sales. And people were coming in and buying like 5-6 bags at a time. So when the fall rolled around and we started closing up shop on the farm for the winter, we're like, okay, let's dive into the caramels. And they're just the most delicious candy on the planet.
One of the biggest blessings of having the farm with our family is that we're raising our son here. He will go into the raspberry bushes and he'll pick his raspberries. He'll go and check on the strawberries, let me know if they're ready or not. He'll love to go and pick them. The other day I put some cucumbers in his lunch and asked him how he liked it, and he said, "You did a good job, Mama." So to me, that was the greatest compliment of them all.
I just need to feel the sun against my skin, 'cause I'm done with the cold.
On my days off from the farm, fly fishing is absolutely my favorite thing to do, and it's a time to relax and unwind. It's just hard to explain. You know, being a surfer my whole life, they say only a surfer knows the feeling when you're on that wave, and when you're fly fishing, it's the same thing. Like, you know, once you're out there, you fully get it, how it just calms you and connects you back with nature and Mother Earth. If you're thinking about starting a farm, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. If you feel like drawn to doing it, you should do it. It's a passion project, you know. It's not something where you're gonna get rich doing it. It's just something where you just love what you do, and you're willing to put in those 60 hours plus a week because you just love it.
I think people need to be connected to where their food's coming from.
The food that comes off your local farm that you're supporting, you know if you've bought it, it just tastes better. The nutrient content is so much higher. It's the quality in the food, and I think that's the most important to grow and support local farms. I just want to grow beautiful food that makes people happy, and that's kind of what it's all about.
Hi guys, I'm Jonathan with Farmer's Friend. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more inspiring stories like this. To learn more about our innovative small farm tools and supplies like easy to assemble greenhouse kits, flame weeders, and a lot more, check out our website at farmersfriend.com.